Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, valuable treasures, and the unbelievable discoveries that continue to shake the numismatic community. As today we are going to explore the extraordinary story of the 1982 1-cent coin that has shocked collectors, historians, and investors alike by reaching an astounding value of $8 million, all because of its rare errors, unique mistakes, and the countless possibilities that make this single coin so incredibly valuable. So get ready as we unravel every detail of what makes the 1982 1-cent so special, why collectors across the world are hunting for it, and how a simple penny could change someone's life forever, because what seems like a small piece of copper or zinc can actually be worth more than luxury mansions, sports cars, or priceless art when the right conditions align. And the story of this coin proves exactly that, as the year 1982 marked one of the most historically significant transitions in U.S. coinage, when the composition of the 1-cent piece was permanently altered from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a primarily zinc core with a thin copper plating, and this transitional year produced one of the most complex, confusing, and mistake-filled production runs in U.S. mint history, a year that created varieties upon varieties, mint mark differences, size differences in lettering, die pairing complications, and most importantly, transitional error coins that today are considered holy grails by collectors. And among those transitional coins is the 1982 1-cent that became the center of attention for its mix of features that should have never coexisted on the same planchet yet somehow did, resulting in the coin that recently sold for $8 million. And to understand why this happened, we need to dive deep into the context of 1982, when inflation was rising, copper prices were climbing, and the U.S. Mint was under enormous pressure to cut costs, which led to experiments with zinc planchets coated in copper that were significantly cheaper to produce compared to solid copper cents. But during this massive shift, mistakes happened. Dies meant for one composition struck coins on the other, lettering styles like small date and large date were mixed up, mint marks like D for Denver and P or no mint mark for Philadelphia caused further variations, and some coins ended up being hybrids of features never meant to coexist. And this chaotic environment is exactly why the 1982 penny has so many collectible varieties, with the small date copper, large date copper, small date zinc, large date zinc, and the transitional wrong planchet strikes being some of the most notable. Yet it was one particular 1982 coin that stunned everyone because it combined a rare small date design with a copper planchet that should not have been struck in the later months of that year, making it a transitional error of the highest order. And what elevated this coin even further into the realm of $8 million was the presence of doubling on the obverse, die cracks along the Lincoln Memorial reverse, and a unique lamination error that made its surface pattern unlike any other known example. So collectors realized this was not just any transitional coin but essentially a one-of-a-kind piece that tells the full chaotic story of 1982 minting in a single specimen. And when coins are unique, their value skyrockets, because in numismatics rarity is king. And this coin had it all: historical importance, unique errors, eye-catching differences, and absolute rarity. So the auction scene erupted when it surfaced as bidders fought fiercely to own what many now call the crown jewel of modern U.S. cents. And when the hammer finally fell at $8 million, it became clear that the 1982 1-cent is not just a coin but a legend. But what exactly are the details that make collectors willing to spend that kind of money? Let's break them down one by one, starting with the composition, because as I mentioned, 1982 saw both copper and zinc planchets in use, and collectors today obsess over finding which planchet a coin was struck on, using weight as the primary test, since copper cents weigh 3.11 grams while zinc cents weigh only 2.5 grams. So when you encounter a 1982 cent that feels heavier or lighter than expected, it raises the first clue that it could be rare, and in this case, the $8 million coin was a copper planchet small date variety, a combination that is already rare. But to make things even more stunning, the coin displayed a dramatic double die on Lincoln's date, with the numerals clearly showing doubling under magnification, and this is a highly desirable error since double dies often create huge demand. Think of the famous 1955 double die cent that sells for tens of thousands. So imagine that level of desirability combined with a transitional wrong planchet strike, and you start to see why collectors went wild. But there's more, because the reverse of the coin showed die cracks that stretched across the Lincoln Memorial like veins, giving it an unmistakable appearance unique only to this specimen, meaning even if another transitional 1982 copper small date double die were to appear, it would still lack this distinctive reverse feature, making the $8 million coin literally a one-of-a-kind piece that no other collector could own. And when you add lamination errors into the mix, which occur when the metal surface peels slightly due to impurities, you have a coin that is flawed in the most beautiful way possible, turning minting mistakes into desirable features that collectors chase with passion. And the psychological factor plays a role here too, because when collectors know that only one person in the entire world can own such a specimen, the bidding war goes insane, and prices skyrocket, which is exactly what happened here. But the story also highlights why so many everyday people are now checking their pocket change, old jars of pennies, or inherited coin collections to see if they might be sitting on a fortune without realizing it, because while not every 1982 penny is worth millions, some varieties still fetch thousands, and the knowledge of what to look for is crucial. For example, if you find a 1982 penny weighing 3.11 grams and showing the small date style, you could be holding something worth hundreds or thousands, and if it shows doubling, die cracks, or other anomalies, the price rises dramatically. And if by some miracle you happen upon another transitional copper small date with the same mismatched characteristics, you could be sitting on the next $1 million penny, which is why coin hunting has become a worldwide obsession, with treasure hunters, metal detectorists, and casual collectors all diving into the hobby, hoping to strike gold or in this case copper. And the possibilities don't end there, because error coins are the result of countless small mistakes that can occur during minting, from planchet preparation errors like wrong metal, wrong thickness, clipped planchets, or off-center strikes, to die errors like doubling, cracks, cuts, or misaligned dies, and every single one of these errors creates unique collectability, especially in a transitional year like 1982 when mistakes were rampant. So the range of possibilities for valuable coins is enormous, and that's what keeps collectors fascinated, because every coin tells a story, every mistake is like a fingerprint of history, and when those fingerprints align to create something so rare that it only exists once, you get the legendary $8 million 1982 cent. And what's truly inspiring is how this proves that value doesn't always lie in gold or silver but can be hidden in something as small and ordinary as a penny, yet through the lens of history, rarity, and human error it transforms into something extraordinary. So whether you are a longtime collector or someone new to the hobby, the story of the 1982 1 cent teaches us to look closer, to appreciate the details, and to never underestimate the potential value of the coins in your hand, because hidden among them could be the next great discovery. And as we continue to share stories like this, remember that knowledge is the key to unlocking these treasures, and by understanding the mistakes, errors, and possibilities that make coins valuable, you put yourself in the best position to recognize fortune when it lands in your pocket. So as you can see, the 1982 1 cent is far more than just a small coin, it's a symbol of a chaotic moment in US mint history, a masterpiece of mistakes, and a testament to the fact that even the tiniest details can turn something ordinary into something worth millions. And as collectors continue to chase the rarest varieties, the legacy of the $8 million penny will only grow, fueling the passion of numismatists for generations to come. So keep searching, keep learning, and who knows, maybe one day you will be the one holding a coin that changes your life forever, just like the 1982 1 cent that became one of the most valuable coins in the world. And that concludes our incredible journey into the details, errors, and possibilities that make this coin so valuable. And I hope you enjoyed every moment of this story, because the world of rare coins is filled with surprises waiting to be discovered.